So, ladies and gentlemen, please take a seat. We're going to start. So, good afternoon to everyone. Welcome to this Fit for Start celebration for our graduate of the 12th edition. My name is Jean-Michel Ludwig. I am a director at Lux Innovation, responsible of startup acceleration services and international business development. And it's really a great pleasure to be with you today during this ICT Spring Conference. With regards to the agenda today, it will be divided into three parts. We'll have our main dish, the pitches of our graduates today in the different verticals, just after an introduction of our CEO, Sacha Bali. And we will conclude the event today with a special guest that we are very proud to welcome today, and I will introduce him later. That's a surprise of the day. So, please, at this stage, I'm very pleased to welcome Sacha on the floor, and warm applause for her.
Thanks, Jean-Michel. It's great to see you here all today, and welcome to our side event. It's lovely to see all your friendly faces. So, as you've just learned, this is the graduation ceremony of our 12th edition of Fit for Start. And we are here to celebrate the end of this edition, and especially the great startups with the bold ideas and the very promising technologies that have been selected and are now about to graduate. But before that, I'd also like to, before we go and announce the names, I'd also like to really laud all the startups that have taken part in this program and may not have graduated this time. Their achievements are extremely important too. Every single step that you've taken, every hurdle you've faced, increases your maturity and brings you closer to your goal. This year, we have chosen to hold this graduation ceremony within ICT Spring. It's a way of building synergies in our ecosystem. And that's something I attach great importance to here in Luxembourg. Joining forces with ICT Spring allows us not only to showcase the Fit for Start program and above all the graduates of the Fit for Start to the ICT attendance here, but it facilitates new contacts. It allows you to build relationships with the wider international and national tech community here today. Many of you startups are looking for new partners and investors. And this is also the place to make these contacts. So I'm also particularly happy to welcome the members of the Luxembourg Business Angel Network and of B Angels here today, as well as also the venture capital firms. Thank you for joining us. As you know, Fit for Start is Lux Innovation's flagship accelerator program. It's about giving startups access to expertise, to funding, to coaching, to partners, and to incubators. And we are very proud of what has been achieved since the program was launched back in 2015. We have received over 2,300 applications since then. And these applications have come from all over the world. We have been able to welcome 133 startups to join the program since then. And over half of them come outside of Luxembourg. And that speaks loud and clear about the attractiveness of Fit for Start, but above all of Luxembourg as a startup ecosystem. And we are very proud also to have a number of Luxembourg success stories, such as Salonki, Passbolt, Molecular Plasma Group, who all went through the Fit for Start program. The Ministry of Economy has granted over 10 million euros in seed funding for this program. And so far, 83 startups have successfully graduated from the program. And that's a number that's going to increase today by the end of this ceremony with the new graduates. Now, beyond this program itself, our aim at Lux Innovation is to stimulate the ecosystem as a whole, to foster the networks and relationships within Luxembourg and beyond. It's about connecting, about listening, learning, and also improving. Each step we made, that is extremely important to us. So we've also listened very carefully to the experience of startups, to the coaches, to the jury members, and all those who have taken part in the program. And what we see is that there's a real need to provide more opportunities for interaction, for the sharing of experience. And this came up very clearly recently at a startup alumni event that we organized. So you can count on us to help. We are very eager to continue to support this interaction in the ecosystem. But in this context, I am really pleased of the efforts that are underway by those who represent the startups themselves in Luxembourg. And there's efforts being undertaken to convey their ideas and their needs in a structured manner. Patrick Kersen, who is a startup founder himself, has an announcement to make after the graduation. So stay tuned to that. But before that, I'd like to present to you a new tool that our minister, Franz Fayot, also announced yesterday. You may recall that over a year ago, we presented a mapping of the Luxembourg startup ecosystem. We laid out the composition of Luxembourg's startup ecosystem through a dashboard that provides a complete overview of the sectors, of the numbers of startups, and of their evolution here in Luxembourg. And this has helped us to better understand the nature and development of our ecosystem. It allows for decisions to be based on data and solid facts. And it's a tool also to promote the Luxembourg startup ecosystem abroad to international players. However, it was lacking one crucial element. It did not yet provide access to the precise names and focus areas of the different individual startups themselves that comprise this ecosystem. And this is something that we have been working on since the launch of our mapping. And it's today that I'm really delighted to formally present to you the Startup Directory, which our minister announced yesterday. And you can see it here in the background, how it's going to be available. This is a directory, or it's a startup finder, which is actually integrated into the Startup Luxembourg.com website. And those of you who are interested to explore our startup ecosystem and its individual startups can now not only take a look at the overall picture and the figures, but can take a deeper dive and pinpoint the individual startups. So this directory features key information about each startup and its key technologies, and with the target markets. And of course, each time a link to the website, the contact point of the startup, case by case. So we hope that this will be an excellent resource for national and international investors and companies to discover attractive prospects in the Luxembourg startup community. All startups included in the directory have been contacted by email this week with an invitation to consult and complete their online profile. And I warmly encourage you to do this and to optimize your profile yourselves as much as possible. It's in your interest. And if you are looking for funding, you will also be able to highlight this in this startup directory, to highlight it to prospective investors. If your startup is not already in the directory and you would like to be there, it is possible, of course, to apply, to put on your profile inside the directory. And if, for whatever reason there may be, you do not wish to be part of the directory, you can absolutely tell us and we will remove you if that's your wish. Our aim is for this directory to become the entry door to the Luxembourg startup ecosystem for investors and for companies worldwide. So we are seeking to connect this platform to other internationally renowned startup directories that serve as a daily tool for international venture capital and investment funds. And this is key as the next step. Luxembourg has come a long way with our startup ecosystem over the past decade. A number of visionary actors within our ecosystem, both public and private, began this by setting up incubators, accelerator programs, and organizing events over 10 years ago. And what we are beginning to see now is a fully integrated, closely knit and engaging community of actors, supporting and developing startups with impressive technologies, startups that are now truly occupying the market. This is all gathering momentum, and we are so pleased to be able to celebrate that. Now, before handing over the word to my colleagues for the graduation ceremony, I would really like to thank all of you warmly, all of you that have made it possible for us to run the Fit for Start program. Great thanks to the Ministry of Economy, the initiator, and the faithful sponsor of the program. Thank you to our partners, Technoport, the Luxembourg City Incubator, the Luxembourg Space Agency, and LuxProvide. I also want to thank the coaches for the excellent work and the jury members who devote their time and their energy to Fit for Start in order to help the young companies succeed. And thanks to my team at Lux Innovation, my colleagues who work tirelessly to make each edition a success. Thank you. Now, I think all those involved really deserve a round of applause. So if I may, thank you. Thank you. Right, and I think we are very eager to learn the names of the graduates. Jean-Michel, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm not going to announce the name of the graduates, but just to revert on what you said about the startup Luxembourg.com platform, which was an MVP last year when you had this physical graduation ceremony for the previous editions. It was an MVP that have much more evolved since that time, and now we have really an exponential growth with regards to the number of visitors. We just come back from Vivatech in Paris, Collision in Toronto, where we organized around a specific digital marketing campaign. And as I just said, we have now dozens of thousands of visits per day. So it's really becoming the entry door, like you said, Sasha, for the ecosystem. I'm also realizing that the room is quite full, which is quite nice, having Tony Parker as a competitor today. But thank you again for attending. You just highlighted the work of the startup team. What you can see with regard to Fit for Start, this graduation ceremony, the laureate, the different events and so on, is just the emerging phase of the iceberg. Indeed, there is a whole team working hard all day long for making the life of the startupper easier. That's really their objectives, managing expectation and trying to do their best for putting you in the best possible condition, even if I know that it's not always easy. So it's also the day today for thanking them, and I'm very pleased to welcome one of the first team member that is taking care of one vertical within the Fit for Start program. It's the space vertical, and I'm pleased to introduce you Sven Baltes. So please come on stage.
Thanks a lot, Jean-Michel, for the nice introduction. Thanks a lot, Sasha, for the wonderful intro speech. It's appreciated a lot. Wow, 6 months ago, the 10th of January, we kicked off this coaching phase of Fit for Start 12. Now after 6 months, and I look at my coaches, the startups, we are here and we can celebrate today the graduates of this program. And it's sure, and one thing is very sure, this is only the start for those startups. Fit for Start is a crucial part probably of their adventure, but there's a lot in the pipe for them. It has been a hell of a ride with a lot of ups and downs, challenges, and a lot of nice interactions with a lot of very, very good people, value-adding actors from the startup ecosystem here in Luxembourg. And it's a great pleasure for me to celebrate today the graduates. And that's something I think that you are all very excited about. So let me no longer stand between you and them. And I'm really grateful today to start with the space vertical. I actually will also introduce the HPC and DA track afterwards. But space is first, so let me warmly introduce the first graduate, which is AM4AM. Guys, please join me on stage. And it's my pleasure to hand you this trophy. You have successfully completed Fit for Start. It was a real pleasure to work with you. Maxime, here you go. Dear team, A4M, congratulations for the graduation. And now let me give you the mic, a 19-second switch from your side. And yeah, it's the time for the audience here today to learn really who you are. Maxime, please go ahead.
Thank you very much. 2%, only 2%. 2% represent right now the percentage of metal that could be processed, metal conventionally used in the industry that could be processed by 3D printing. This is one of the major breaks on the adoption of 3D printing in the industry. Now imagine a process that could make available 10, 15, 30, 50% of the materials of the metal for this industry. Imagine a company that will help other customers to improve their supply chain in terms of sustainability, reliability. My name is Maxime Delmay. I'm the CEO of AM4AM, and our company is providing this. AM4AM is providing new metal material for 3D printing to enhance and to boost the adoption of this increasing technology in terms of sustainability and performance. AM4AM is the company that will create the material that will shape the future. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Maxime. I need to ask you one more question. 2 key takeaways from Fit for Start from the last 6 months in the coaching phase. What was valuable to you in the interactions with the coaches, the jury members, or the other actors?
What I will take from Fit for Start is that I'm a PhD in material science, so I learned a lot in terms of my entrepreneurial journey first, and the company was able to validate the correct plan of action. So our first material called Hyperl, an aluminum alloy with the properties of one of the best properties on the market, will be launched in October, September, and this is also part of the Fit for Start that we will achieve this launch on the market on October, September. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Maxime. Thanks a lot, AM4AM team. Congrats again, and the applause is yours. Let's move on to the next startup. It's a startup that is from abroad, from India, and will now launch their activities here in Luxembourg. The name of the startup is Digentera. They unfortunately can't be here with us today, but they have a very good reason for it. The reason is that yesterday they successfully launched their very first space weather satellite, and I just had the confirmation actually half an hour ago that it was successful. So they can't be here with us today. It's unfortunate. They would have loved to be here, but I think it's a very, very nice achievement that also the coaches, the jury members have worked on actively with them during the coaching phase of the program. So a crucial part of their roadmap, so, which is appreciated a lot. So Daija and Tara, ladies and gentlemen, give them applause even if they are not here. And of course, we will send the trophy to them or hand them over when they are in Luxembourg next week, because they are often here and are putting the activities in place right now. Next startup in space is Hypernova Space Technologies. Gareth, can I please invite you to join me on stage? Gareth, also to you, a very warm congratulations, a successful graduation from Fit for Start. And let me also hand over to you the mic for a 90-second pitch from Hypernova Space Technologies.
Thank you, Sven. So I'm Gareth, the CEO of Hypernova Space Technologies, and we are developing technologies to enable satellites to operate in very low Earth orbit environments. We're very excited to be here in Luxembourg. As we all know, Luxembourg has a very strong pedigree in commercial space activities, and we're looking forward to adding our small contribution to this reputation. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Gareth, and also to you. An additional question I have to ask. What are your concrete next steps with Hypernova in Luxembourg and in general?
I think our almost immediate next steps here in Luxembourg is to establish ourselves and start growing out our team. Thank you.
Perfect. Congratulations, Hypernova Space Technologies. Ladies and gentlemen, Gareth Halstead. The next startup on my list is a startup that has already contacted me before Fit for Start, so we interacted a lot, and they applied for the program, they made it in, and they have now successfully worked 6 months with Daniel and Manuel, my coaches, during this coaching phase. So ladies and gentlemen, let me please welcome White Space on stage. Gauthier, can you please join me? And please also give them a warm applause. Congratulations, Gauthier, for this great achievement that you have achieved over the last 6 months. And we would, of course, also like to learn more about White Space, where you stand, what you are doing. So let's give our audience a quick intro.
Thank you very much, Sven. So, yes, what's right? RISE is mainly a vision. The vision to ease access to space and to make it accessible in one click. Why? Because the market is booming. We are now a $4 billion market, and we expect to reach a $19 billion market in the upcoming years. And this is mainly due to the fact there is a lot of new actors that are coming in the market. And they are looking for things that are different. For satellite operators, for instance, they are looking for transparency and better prices, while the new launch vehicles are looking to make business. And they are both looking for convenience. And this is where RISE steps in. We are convenience, better prices, and of course, transparent. For that, we have developed a digital platform that allows satellite operators to edit and generate a launch request that is directly pushed to the launch providers, so they can create a real business opportunity in the end. And we also accompany the satellite providers until the orbit. And we also have a business model, of course, which is also really simple. This is a commission fee for satellite operators plus the services. And then for launch vehicles, this is a SaaS platform. And this model already supports us to secure some contracts on the both sides. And just to conclude, I would like to thank you, Fit for Start team. It was a really challenging program. It was really nice to have you on board for these 6 last months. And honestly, you did a really good job.
Thanks a lot, Gauthier. You have ambitious plans with White Space in the next months, in the next year. So tell me a bit, what are the next steps? What are you looking for?
yes, we are mainly looking for new partners. So new partners, it means smart people on board to fasten our growth. We are also looking for some talent. For instance, we are looking for a launch mission manager. So if you get someone on your contact, do not hesitate to come to see me. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Cotier. Your applause. And then let me invite the last startup on stage, a startup that was already incorporated in Luxembourg already before the Fit for Start began. Jan, you know who I'm talking about, so the Luna Grid, join me on stage, please. And let me also warmly congratulate you guys for an exciting journey during the program and successful completion upon the last steering committee that we held just 2 days back. Congratulations, Jan and the Luna Grid team. And let me now also hand you the mic for an introduction on your business case.
Thank you very much. The Lunar Grid wants to power all the missions going to the moon. By providing continuous access to energy, we enable the missions to survive the lunar night and enable also sustainable missions going to the moon. By building up a wireless energy distribution network on the moon, we will be able to implement a fully scalable and agile solution. In order to go to the moon, we are first deploying this technology here on Earth for drones. As drones have a very limited flight time, we provide them wirelessly with energy to vastly increase the flight time and reduce the costs of drone observations. Taking, for example, the solar farm inspections. They span vast areas, and it takes, with an average flight time of drones at the moment of 20 minutes, it takes days to complete the full inspection. And with our solution, this could be done in a couple of hours, thus saving an enormous time and money for doing the inspection and maintenance of this solar farm. For the development of this technology on drones, we are currently also raising our first seed round, where we are looking for business angels with a strategic interest in drones and that want to join us in unlocking the full capabilities of drones and fostering also the lunar economy with this technology. Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Jan. Dear audience, I can tell you one thing. Those guys had a hell of a pivot during the program. Jan, I think that's actually a very exciting story to tell. So tell us how you felt about the pivot and yeah, how it came up, how it happened.
Definitely, it was a big moment for us. I can honestly say that I did not like when the jury told me this. It was a bit of a shock to us and the whole team. We first did not want to believe it, to be honest. We were, I think, still the young, energetic team, a bit naive from time to time. So it was a hard thing to take in. But in the end, we looked into it, and I can tell you now that it fully makes sense that space is still a long-term vision for the Lunar Grid. But in the meantime, we need a sustainable business case, which we will develop with drones and with SkyGrids. So you will see more coming onto drones in the next months from our side.
Thanks a lot, Jan. Congratulations, the Lunar Grid. Ladies and gentlemen, that was the space graduates of the Fit for Start Edition 12. So let me warmly congratulate them all again for the great achievement that they have achieved now after the completion of the last steering committee. And if I understood correctly, we are now having a picture with the space cohort, with the space graduates. So let me warmly welcome all graduates with the trophy, of course, back on stage for a picture. Jean-Michel, Sacha, do you want to join for the picture? And let me also invite Daniel and Manuel on stage for the picture. It would not be the same without you guys. Thanks a lot. Okay, let me continue in the program. Very exciting moment also for me now is the first graduates of our newly created high performance computing and data analytics vertical. A special thank you to the Lux Provide crew. I see them here in the front row. It would not have been the same. It would not have been possible without you guys. It was a great support during the program, and actually also the crew has actively mentored the startups that were relying or are to rely on high performance capacities in the future during the coaching phase. We had 3 exciting companies that took part in the first edition, and you could really see here how the value-adding activities from very different actors in the ecosystem come together for this very first edition of high-performance computing. Without further ado, let's also talk about graduates. And I have the pleasure to first invite Mopso on stage. Andrea, good to see you, looking sharp as always. Let me congratulate you on the successful completion of Fit for Start. The applause is yours. And also Mopso is doing really exciting stuff, so let us all know what you're doing.
I don't know if there are exciting as all the things we have seen before, because really the space economy is amazing, but we are trying to do our best. First of all, thanks Lux Innovation for being here. It's such an honor. And then talking about Mopso, finally, we are working to provide software for bank and financial institutions to fight financial crime and financial terrorism, being compliant with anti-money laundering regulation. We have 2 different products. One is Aimlet, like the character of Shakespeare without the H. It is a product that will rely on the UDI, the new distributed digital identity coming at EU level the next year. And the second solution is Brain, and it is the reason why we are here today. Brain is a knowledge graph that integrates a huge amount of data, both from the bank, the financial institution, and outside. We enrich data in order to find pattern of suspicious transaction. And using Meluxina, we are taking a huge advantage compared to our competitors, because we are really able to perform in like 100 times faster than before. So we are pretty excited of having won, but also of starting this collaboration with Meluxina, and I'm really happy to be here in Luxembourg today. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Andrea. And let me just ask you one question. What did you find in this ecosystem that was so important for Mopso and its further development?
First things, Luxembourg startup scene is mirroring my character. It's open, it's happy, and it's easy to connect with different people. So I'm really thankful of being here to network with people. I'm already recognizing a lot of people that I already met before. And you know, what is really important for us as a RegTech company is the fact that we can work closely with the Minister of Finance, with CSSF, with all the regulators, because we need to be compliant with regulation. We need to be really at the edge of regulation. So everything is really going very good here in Luxembourg. It's my first time in Luxembourg, and probably I will move definitely in the coming year. So thank you.
Thanks, Andrea. Congratulations again, Mopso, ladies and gentlemen. And then let me warmly introduce the last startup on stage, which has graduated from Fit for Start, RSS Hydro. Guy and Ben, welcome on stage. Congratulations for this really nice achievement. And let me hand you the mic for a quick intro on RSS Hydro.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So RSS Hydro, I'm Guy Schumann, the CEO and founder of RSS Hydro. This is Ben, our IT expert. So We are a young company in Luxembourg in the geospatial sector. So we use Earth observation, machine learning, climate risk models to help clients go for a better sustainable future. And what we offer here, we develop 2 packages as Fit for Start program. We produce flood maps for those that want to quantify their risk exposure using current risk predictions under climate change impacts, and also looking at vulnerability of specific sites, assets, and people. And so, of course, this year it's a bit bumpy. We're not making any profit. We're probably not making any loss either. Next year, we're going to go big, thanks to the Fit for Start. We estimate that we can make 1.5 million in sales, going to about 4 million in sales in 2024. So what that means for us, we're going to use those sales income in the next year to scale up all of our Luxembourg using Meluxina HPC. This is the only way that we can actually scale our business this fast using our flood models on the high-performance computer. And I have to say, it wouldn't have been possible without Lux Provide engineers, but also without Ben. So very grateful to my whole team and the program. We are not looking directly for investors, although we are open to talk to everybody that has money, wants to invest and wants to come with us. And if you want to have lunch with us, we're here. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Guy, and Ben also. Very quick question. You're not looking for funding. What are you looking for?
I think the same as so many startups before, we're looking for networking, we're looking for partnerships. And as I say, if there is people that can help us, like we've learned in the Fit for Start, the coaches are amazing. So if there are people like that, of course, we always like the money, but what I like more, I think what we like most in the team is we like to have someone with us that has the skill, similar to what we've seen in the Fit for Start program, because we like to take one of our packages a bit more global, international. And we need some serious help with skills of such people as are in the Fit for Start program.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. Congratulations again. And the applause is yours. And you can just stay here for the picture that is coming up right now. So let me also invite back on stage Mopso, Manuel, Matthias, Sasha and Jean-Michel for the picture. Perfect. Thanks a lot for the picture. And let me congratulate now all of the startups that have graduated so far. You have done a hell of a job during the last 6 months. I'm very, very proud of you all. So this is your day. Celebrate it and network also nicely afterwards in the program. And without further ado, I would like to introduce my colleague Stephanie Silvestri on stage now. She's managing the health tech vertical of Fit for Start and will introduce you some additional exciting companies that have graduated from the program. Stephanie, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Sam. Thank you for the warm introduction. It's great to see so many of you. It's really a great pleasure to be here and to announce the health tech graduates from this 12th edition of Fit for Start. They worked so hard the last 6 months and they deserve it so much to be here today on stage. And I'm sure we will see much more from them in the future. So, without further ado, I would say let's start with the first graduate from the health tech vertical. And I would like to welcome on stage Agnatech. Let me hand over this trophy to you. This is for you, Edgar. Edgar, what can you tell us about Agnatech? What are you doing?
Thank you. It was a great program, first of all, thank you. And it's a great honor to be here and on behalf of Agnatech to get this valuable prize. Agnatech provides an innovative solution for treatment of cataract disease. Cataract is where the vision gets cloudy and blurry, Yes, and with our game-changing technology, for the first time, we make possible to enable accurate implantation of lenses inside the eye, which was not possible in the past. And with that, we will reduce the risks and costs for patients, and the surgeon will be able to achieve the promised results at the end of the surgery without any compromise for risks or costs for a patient. Yes, we are at the beginning of our journey to reshape the cataract market, and we would like to get in touch with partners who share our vision. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Edgar, one last question for you. What's your motivation?
Well, nowadays the lenses and the lens industry is growing, and there are great technologies on the lens implants, but the implantation procedure did not change much. And our vision would be to have, with our technology, no barriers for patients to get these technologically advanced lenses without any compromise that they will bear additional risks after the surgery. And we would be happy with that. Yes.
Thank you, Edgar. Big applause to you again. Thank you very much. So, and the next one, I can see him already here in the starting block in the first row. It's Mason from Drops Lab. Welcome on stage, Mason. Mason, quick introduction to Drops Lab.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Dave Mason, Drops Lab Technologies. We build an assistant solution for surgical procedures. So what we do, we saw that also during the Fit for Start program. And one of the most important things what happen in what happen in the surgery is a skill gap of the nurses during the surgery. So this causes a lot of delays, this causes errors, and imagine you would be one of the patients under surgery when a nurse makes a mistake and you have the full impact on your body. So what we do, we have an assistant system which combines augmented reality and artificial intelligence, which helps the nurse and the assistant and the entire surgical team to perform the surgery in a more accurate way, which basically helps the entire clinic to deliver higher quality healthcare, but also to reduce costs due to disadvantages with our system. Right now, we're talking about a market of about 4.8 billion, and a market which is acceptable for our solution is about 300 million by 2026. And we are looking forward for partners, clients, but also investors. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Question for you, Mason. What are your key takeaways from the program?
Yeah, that's a good one. First of all, Fit for Start and the coaches opened our eyes. So it's a different thing having an idea in the health tech sector specifically, and then having a product behind it. So there are like regulatory aspects to mention, there are financial aspects to mention, and there is also one key what basically was very important to us, how to sharpen our view to see and to mention the problem exactly. That was one of the things. The other aspect was that you cannot, it is very hard to do health tech solutions without investors. These are the two key points. Thank you.
Thank you. Big applause again for you, Mason. Thank you. So let's continue with the third one. The third one is Denaccurate. Welcome on stage, Dermot, and a big applause. Here's also your trophy. So Dermot, could you introduce us Denaccurate, what Denaccurate is doing?
Thank you very much. So Denaccurate is a company that wants to use artificial intelligence and automation to improve how we process health data. And the thing I would say about this is that the quality of our health data determines the quality of our healthcare. Just think about that. What conditions do we have? What drugs do we take? What was our history? What complications may we have? If you cannot master the data, you cannot ensure good healthcare. Our mission is to create a web of linked health data that will last permanently. The problem now is that health data is fragmented. It's fragmented by time, by location, by format, and by meaning. And only artificial intelligence can overcome this. But if we can overcome this, as we intend to do, we will build the foundations of a brand new health data economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You are the expert when it comes to data AI. AI in healthcare. What's your vision?
What I would say is we don't have to get into techno-babble about this. And I actually don't come from the technical background. But we can use logic. Think of how much health data we produce and how much we will produce with telemedicine into the future. When you produce this much data, it will be impossible to process it by human power alone. We must have AI. It is the future, and it's the only way we will achieve it. But the rewards of that will be astounding.
That's a good answer. Thank you very much, John. Thank you. Big applause. So, now we are getting already to the last one, but last but not least, please welcome on stage our last graduate from the Health Tech vertical, which is VoiceMed. And we are here with us today, Ariana. Hello, Ariana. Ariana, here's your trophy, well deserved. Quick pitch about VoiceMed.
Have you ever felt like you were drawing under the water, imagining the sensation of shortness of breath? Well, 30 million of people with asthma in Europe often experience that, and that leads to respiratory attack. With the current solution, only 1 person out of 6 can manage their disease appropriately, leading to high numbers of respiratory attacks. Imagine that 2/3 of the deaths could be preventable. So thanks to VoiceMed, we offer a solution that from one side, it reduces the sensation of shortness of breath. And from the other side, we analyze the sound of the breathing to understand the evolution of the disease. Imagine a world where everyone, everywhere, could be able to know the well-being. Imagine VoiceMed. Thank you so much.
Ariana, how did you come up with the idea? And what are you looking for?
Thank you so much for the question. So my parents are pulmonologist doctors, and I could always access to my healthcare from my smartphone because I could always say, "Mom, I have cough, what should be?" And I always felt that all the people around me could not. So my vision is to make healthcare more accessible, and that's why we started to create VoiceMed by monitoring respiratory diseases using voice. And we actually opened our second round of investment that is a seed round, so we're looking for investors. Thank you.
Thank you, and wishing you all the best. Ladies and gentlemen, that was it already for the health tech verticals. And without further ado, I would like to hand over to my colleague Martin, who is coordinating the ICT vertical. Big applause for Martin. Thank you.
Thank you very much. First, I would like also to thank Laurence Hulin, who started this vertical. She's not here today, but let's have a thought for her. Another thought I would like to have is for the people who didn't graduate. We have 2 startups that didn't graduate in this vertical, Dave Says and Rejustify. So please take the time to discuss with them. Even though they didn't graduate, they still did a very good job. So it was time to say thank to them also. Last thing about the coaches, it's a vertical that is really tough. There's a lot of work and a lot of competition in this field. So our coach is very, very crucial and helped the startup a lot. So I would like to thank Matthias also, Sarah, Benjamin Cliquenois, and Leo Benko. All right, without further ado, let's go to the first graduate. So today we have two that are present in the field. Only two could make it, but we have videos for the three others. So without further ado, let me call the first one, which is Ryder G, which is actually on video because he will not be on stage today. So please show the video for Ryder G. Thank you.
Hey, I'm Claudio, founder and CEO of RiderG. I helped in the past entrepreneurs to build their own startup, and now I'm doing it myself with Ride. Do you want to switch your fleet of vehicles to electric? Well, it's unfair because keeping costs low and operations reliable is much more difficult than with traditional vehicles. Cables were not designed to charge at that high power. The range of the vehicles is limited. So this is where RiderG comes in. We want to make it super easy, reliable, and cost-effective for fleets to change to EVs. So we design the best charging infrastructure, commission it, and then run our daily charging schedules that run automatically in the background as a B2B SaaS model. We have achieved quite a lot of traction so far, are signing up customers in Germany and in Luxembourg, and are raising a round of $1 million where you can be part of RiderG today, as our mission is to make EVs a no-brainer.
That was Ryder G. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it today because he's talking with the client, so we can understand that. But we have today the second startup that graduated that is here. So it's Funny from Vestis Lab. There you go, Funny. This is yours.
Thank you, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Lux Innovation, Luxembourg, and Fit for Start program, all the coaches, juries for all the support and encouragement. So yeah, I'm Fonny, and I'm the founder of Vestis Labs. While working in the fashion industry, I found that the industry is really wasteful and inefficient, and I want to change that. So Vestis Labs was born. Imagine to produce the clothes that you're wearing today, multiple physical sampling rounds are normally done before it actually goes into production. This creates waste. It is costly. Unit sampling cost is on average 2 to 3 times the unit production cost, and it can take up to 8 months to develop. Vestis Labs can solve these problems. It is a cloud-based platform that helps designers streamline their product development process and digitalize their product development process to reduce waste, time, and costs. So we are leveraging 3D technology and automation. We are now preparing for our pre-seed or angel round. So anyone who is interested to revolutionize the fashion industry, contact me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Fanny. Could you tell us a little bit more and what you expect from investors? Who are you looking for and what type of amount?
Okay. We are looking for an angel investor. We're preparing for an angel investors round at about 350 to 500,000 euros. We're of course looking for investors who are also interested in the industry and who really wants to make the fashion industry more sustainable and accelerate the digital transformation with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much again, Fanny. If you want to take a picture. We're going to do the group picture afterwards all together. All right, and the third one to graduate today is a video. So get ready to welcome Smart Beehive.
Everyone, my name is Tadeo, and I'm here to introduce you to the Smart Beehive. As you know, 40% of the bee colonies globally, they have died over the past decade. That is a huge problem for food production. And the responsible for that is this ugly guy that you see on the right side of your screen, is the varroa mite. Not only the varroa kills the bees, but it means a significant amount of investment for
I think it was not finished. Maybe we can restart.
Everyone, my name is Tadeo, and I'm here to introduce you to the smart beehive. As you know, 40% of the bee colonies globally, they have died over the past decade. That is a huge problem for food production. And the responsible for that is this ugly guy that you see on the right side of your screen, is the varroa mite. Not only the varroa kills the bees, but it means a significant amount of investment for
Nice technical issue. Well, of course, I'm not doing computers, so that's all right. But make sure that the bees are working, the beehive are working right when you get it. Then, no, just kidding. They're doing an incredible job, and they have a prototype running. So if you are working with bees, take the time to check this out. Thanks a lot. And we are going to the fourth one, which is on site today. Let me call Xavier from Circulion. So Xavier, could you tell a bit more about Circulion and what you do?
Sure. Billy, where are you? With me on stage, no? I'm Xavier, CTO of Circulion. This is Billy, and he's here today with me. So yeah, the EU aims to reach net zero carbon emissions by 2050. To reach that goal, we see a mass electrification of our entire economy with lithium-ion batteries. Over 1 million tons of lithium-ion batteries need to reach their end of life by 2030. But there's no scalable process that can extract all the value of these batteries. Therefore, we have right now a very inefficient recycling process which just destroys the entire battery pack instead of checking all the single cells inside which are still functional. We at Circulion have developed an automated and scalable battery upcycling process where we check every single cell and check if it's still functional and upcycle these cells. We can reduce the production emissions by cells to more than 80%. We double the lifetime of every single cell and also can upcycle 80% of the batteries inside a battery pack. We at Circulion maximize the lifetime of every single lithium-ion cell. Thank you.
Thank you, Xavier. I have to say that Circulion was one of the best performing startup of this competition, at least in the ICT vertical that I know well. So really, really congratulations. I have a quick question for you because we all want to use these recycled, that is upcycled batteries. So when do you think the first upcycled batteries will be available here in Luxembourg?
Yeah, so we have disassembled hundreds and thousands of these cells already and are selecting all the good ones. And by end of Q4, we have the first CO2 neutral energy storage system built from these upcycled batteries deployed in Germany. And by Q1 next year, we will have hopefully an energy storage, CO2 energy storage installed here in Luxembourg.
Xavier, again, thank you very much, and hoping to see you grow as well as you did in the program, because we expect a lot from you. Thank you a lot. Yeah. Want to take a picture? Maybe just one? Okay, just you two. All right, thank you very much. And the last one, but not the least one, as would Sven say, is ITC. So ITC is a company that makes a system to optimize how we circulate in towns. So they optimize everything about traffic lights. And because it's not that easy to explain, we have a video today to introduce this concept. And unfortunately, the company could not be here today, but it's also one of the most promising startups, so I invite you to really check their website. And without further ado, can you please launch the video to show what ITC is doing, please?
Hello, my name is Veer Kenning, and I'm the co-founder and CTO of ITC. Our vision is to be the ones who will make all of you spend less time on the road. Traffic jam is one of the most painful problems we have today. Many people want to come to the big cities, but the range of solution is limited. We can no longer build more roads, and therefore, we have a huge problem with traffic jams. We are a group of domain experts from the field of computer vision, machine learning, and traffic management, and we have a cutting-edge solution that can reduce the waiting time and increase flow all over the intersections. We understood that traffic jams are forming a chain reaction process. It's not happening instantly. Our system connected to the existing infrastructure, the existing surveillance camera we see every day. We're using computer vision to do a traffic modulation, understand exactly all the small information about the object behavior. Using this huge data set, we're doing a pattern recognition to detect the traffic pattern. Once we understand the traffic pattern and we can predict what will form next, we're providing the pattern-driven response that will be the most suitable to the intersections. Once we understand what is the proper response, this is the timing of the traffic light, we send it back to the traffic light for the real-time execution in order to change the traffic tendency. The system is a feedback system, it's learned the tendency, and it's applied accordingly. Our system mathematically proved that many traffic jams could be prevented if we manage them right before it even starts to accumulate. And we also write a patent on this approach.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. That was the last one from the ICT vertical. Thank you for your attention. I have to hand it over now to Jean-Michel, and we will all come back on stage to the picture, so please don't leave. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark. Okay, you got your microphone. Here we go. No. Sometimes, you know.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you to the team. Congrats again to all the graduates. Thank you for your thought to the companies that did not make it. Everyone has to know that we select for the program the top 3% of the applicants that we have. And on an average, since the launch of the program, we have less than 70% of the company that in the end graduate. Does not mean that the non-graduated did not succeed in the end. We have, should work now, yeah, better. So we have example of a very good company that made it afterwards. So this event would not be complete without welcoming on stage an entrepreneur, a program Fit for Start designed by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs. And I remember back in time, before launching the program at the Ministry of the Economy in 2015, meetings where we were challenging a little bit our assumption to build this Fit for Start program. This person was with us, and we got really challenged, and it was quite tough by moment. So maybe you don't know his name, but you for sure know the brand that he has built in Luxembourg and internationally, at home, Doctena, just to name a few. And it's a great pleasure and an honor to have Patrick Kersten with us today. So Patrick, the floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Sasha, and all the team to have me here on stage. I was not expecting to have the closing speech, but I just had a couple of minutes. I will try to do it just like the startups in elevator pitch mode about what I have to say. But before I do that, I would like to really congratulate Lux Innovation and the Fit for Start program for putting Luxembourg on the map internationally. That's the feedback I get, because it's one of the very few programs in Europe, if not the only one, where you will get coaching without having to hand out equity. And that's very important for a founder or co-founder, is making sure that you get kick-started in your life and you keep just what you're building. Second, it also builds, and I just realized that it's not fitforstart.lu, but .com. It also helps, of course, to have an English-speaking ecosystem, and that's another unique point for Luxembourg, is that it's one of the only inside the EU, thanks to our British colleagues, inside the EU where you can do business in English. So very important, and probably a bright future for this program in the next coming years. Now, to my elevator pitch. With a growing community of 600 startups, that's over 600 founders, co-founders, and many more people working there. it was about time that 10 founders came together and decided that we need to have an association to represent us, someone who will be the voice of these startups. It's about to be launched. On the 18th of July, we will have the founding ceremony, founding session, and you are all invited as startups, founders or members to come and help us get started so that we can have services being offered from you, from founders to founders. It's very important for us to make sure that all efforts, that all the things that we've learned in our own projects, we can share this knowledge. We can help continue, take these shortcuts to grow champions out of Luxembourg. That's our mission. We want to work to get this sustainable ecosystem going and play with all the partners in the system to have all these efforts being put into the right place to have your startup becoming a great project and one of these champions, like the many champions that Fit for Startup helped create. So save the date, 18th. It will be communicated in the coming days when we launch our own website, which you will find under startups.lu. So just, it's a scoop. It's the first time we speak about it in public. It's for you, and well, thanks for having us.
So thank you very much, Patrick. Thank you for sharing this information with you. Thank you for your commitment along the program, and you can count on us for being aside you for this new adventure. So now it's time for the lunch. So I invite everyone to take outside what has been prepared for us. But I just ask the people who went on stage today to come for a few photos before the end of the event. So thanks again for attending, and wish you a very nice afternoon. Bye-bye.